Welcome to our evening meditation. 2 weeks, I think, after Pentecost, and our following Trinity Sunday has just passed. So I thought a little bit more on Spirit, the Holy Spirit. Some have called it the poetry and music of the divine. Verse, song, declaring that the breath of God is blowing through our world. Generations of poets and musicians have been inspired to celebrate the indwelling presence in the whole of creation. And of course, after Jesus' resurrection, we read, He breathed on them and said to them, "Receive the Holy Spirit." Or as Richard Rohr puts it, in effect, he's saying, here it is. Can you breathe in what I have breathed out? Can you breathe in what I have breathed out? And so we take this time to come into an awareness of where we are, adjusting our sitting position, sitting upright if we can, and taking 2 deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. And as we continue to breathe more deeply, we widen our imagination, imagining that we are taking in something of the divine from the air that surrounds and sustains us. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Can you breathe in what I have breathed out? Receive the Holy Spirit. As you breathe in, try and hold the breath for a count of 2 after the in-breath. And then hold for 2 again after the out-breath. Just connecting and be aware of that sound that we make as we breathe out. Of course, the Hebrew word ruach, the Greek word pneuma, and indeed the Latin word spiritus all mean spirit and wind, as well as breath. So in this breathing, as we make a sound of the wind, it puts us in touch with the idea of spirit. Breathing in for 4, hold for 2, try and breathe out for 5 to really empty the lungs, and then hold after that exhalation. Maybe listening to the sound of our breathing. conscious that with each breath we are filling ourselves. Must be accustomed by now to noticing the rise, the physical rise of the belly with that in-breath and the fall on the out-breath. We talk of the indwelling of the Spirit. We can physically sense the indwelling of the breath. And the connecting. As we breathe in the air that we share with everything around us. As we continue to breathe, just letting go of any tension, letting go of any niggling thoughts. So we've introduced the Spirit there as the inspiration for much creativity. But the Spirit as a way of connecting. Richard Rohr talks of the Spirit filling the gaps. Mind the gap is an announcement I'm sure we've heard on trains and other places. He says the Holy Spirit fills the gaps of everything. But we need to be aware that there usually is a gap. There's a space because we don't recognize that God is as available to us as our breath. We often allow God to be distant, to be elsewhere, to be out there. And we also find gaps between ourselves and our neighbours, between ourselves and the rest of creation, which can lead to a sense of loneliness and isolation. The Spirit within us is the desire inside all of us that wants to keep connecting, relating, and communing. It isn't above us. It isn't beyond us. It is within us, as available as our breath. That Latin word spiritus, denoting both breath and wind, carries with it some idea of unpredictability. As Mary said, the wind is northeast at the moment, but it doesn't blow this way all the time. It doesn't blow the same strength. Same true of our physical breath. We can hold our breath, but not forever. So we need to respond in the moment, allowing the wind, the breath of the Spirit, to blow through our lives, pulling us out of worry and dread of the present, animating us to seek new horizons, stirring us to prayer and action. So coming back to the breath, let the breath take on a deeper power, the idea of penetrating and cleansing and restoring. Allowing the Spirit to pull us out of worry and dread of the present. The Spirit opens the windows of minds that shrink from too much reality. Can we let the Spirit open the windows of our minds? It touches hearts that are closed to God's healing presence. Can we open up to that presence? And isn't this real healing? When we feel miserable and anxious, can we draw on the Spirit to stir the energy of joy? So as we continue to breathe, just imagine breathing in joy. When we're restless or troubled, the Spirit deepens in us the energy of peace. So breathe in peace. These fruits of the Spirit working deep within us, restoring us. Often I'm sure we struggle to act justly, love tenderly and walk humbly. The Spirit strengthens in us the energy of goodness. So breathe in goodness. And those times when a thoughtful word or gesture could heal a situation. Energy of kindness. Let's breathe in kindness. Joy and peace. And goodness. And kindness. So the Spirit inspiring creativity, the Spirit filling the gaps and connecting us, the Spirit penetrating and restoring us. So just coming back to the first one, the inspiring creativity, before we move to our longer silence. And so a word of poetry from Malcolm Guite, who says, "Our recognition of the person of the Spirit of God finds its richest articulation in poetry. The Spirit is a powerful wind gusting through Christian community today. It drives us on, carries us forward. And so a sonnet for Trinity Sunday, which was yesterday, but the spirit very much part of that. In the beginning, not in time or space, but in the quick before both space and time, in life, in love, in co-inherent grace, in three in one and one in three, in rhyme, in music, in the whole creation story, in his own image, his imagination, the triune poet makes us for his glory, and makes each the other's inspiration. He calls us out of darkness, chaos, chance, to improvise a music of our own, to sing the chord that calls us to the dance. Three notes resounding from a single tone, to sing the end in whom we all begin, our God beyond, beside us, and within. And so we move to our silence with Taizé chant, the chorus in Latin, Veni Sancte Spiritus, and words in between in English. Come, Holy Spirit, from heaven shine forth with your glorious light. Come, Father of the poor, come, generous Spirit, come, light of our hearts.
Pertinent issue.
Curriculum. Teachers are massively overburdened in terms of the
And so to our silence, maybe just using the breathing, or maybe breathing in joy, peace, goodness, kindness, or becoming your own observer, aware of yourself, aware of your thoughts, and able to just let them go and sit in the quiet, in the stillness. So we come out of our silence, gently opening our eyes, reconnecting with the ground, with the chair, and just some closing words from the end of this Taizé chant. You are only comforter, peace of the soul. In the heat you shade us, in our labour you refresh us, and in trouble you are our strength. Veni Sancte Spiritus. On all who put their trust in you and receive you in faith, shower all your gifts. Grant that they may grow in you and persevere to the end. Give them lasting joy.